NFL. Good job, Gabe Kuhn in Seattle. Heck of a call.
See, you gotta
Best
trust
game of
me
the night.
sometimes.
Hey, gotta
right?
trust. Should have trusted you. I mean, that just shows that last week, 3 favorites covered. Can you believe that in the NFL? What a wild week in the National Football League to have that few teams favorites cover. It's amazing. But anyway, so many things that were amazing from this week. And we got Oregon and Memphis. We got also a great Monday Night Football game from last night. I was very, very proud to say, was that the best Monday night game of the year by far?
Yeah, and it was one we knew going into. Like it should have been.
It should have
Theoretically, it was
But
supposed
you
to
know
be
how
best. But
that
there was a
kinda
lot of
scares you?
mistakes. There was a lot of mistakes last night.
There were.
But it was a good game
I was gonna
altogether.
say it was fun. There wasn't one person, I think, unless you were just a big 49ers fan or just had way too much money on the game and it bothered you too much to lose, that didn't enjoy watching that football game. Like, I lost my wager, but you know what? I was like, dude, this game is awesome. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then the homie who made the field goal for the 49ers to put it in after how bad he was the week before, and just the whole situation. And Russell Wilson, the way he is now, basically, I feel like putting a huge stamp on that MVP debate.
But Lamar has something to say, man. That's
But that's where I was going. Oh, you already know where I'm going.
But I will say this.
At 130, by the way,
he
we
made
are
some
ranking
mistakes.
teams.
He made,
We might need to rank also just
MVP?
For, for the text question, it's kind of hard to put it out like this. But I was thinking, Lamar Jackson, you mentioned it. Russell Wilson, you kind of already talked about it. I wasn't thinking it like that. I think Russell's going to get this year's MVP. Lamar Jackson might get it, though. He might take it because what Baltimore's doing, and by the way, I don't know if you realize, the Ravens play the Texans this weekend. That is a huge game. Plus, we have the Patriots and the Eagles, Cowboys, Lions, Bears, Rams. There's some really good games this week. Thursday night, Steelers and the Browns is going to be a damn good game. Feels like football is starting to get back into a really good segment. But if you look at the quarterback situation, this is the question that I want to ask you. Not Russell Wilson, because he's MVP. He's got a Super Bowl ring. He is established. He is bad to the bone. But Patrick Mahomes, the unequivocal golden boy, everybody loves him more than life itself. If you're a football fan, they're like, oh, like they want him over Aaron Rodgers. Patrick Mahomes is every quarterback guru's, you know what? Like they're the what was that dream poster back in the day? It was like Bo Derek. Everybody had a Bo Derek poster. Or like if you're a Justin Verlander fan, everybody has a Kate Upton poster. What I'm saying is like everybody always talks about Patrick Mahomes. The dude's on his way to the Hall of Fame. How many Super Bowls is he going to win? Is he already better than Brady? I've heard people say stuff like that talent-wise. Like, whoa, check yourself before you wreck yourself. But my question for you, with Mr. Harbaugh, and I think he's the Harbaugh that can coach in that family, John, the real good coach in that family. And then with my Mr. Reed over in Kansas City, who do you trust to make it to a Super Bowl first? Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes?
That's a very interesting question, though, right? Because, like, John Harbaugh's been there.
Because what I'm
been there, done that.
That's what I'm saying is I'm trying to basically, and yes, and Andy Reid
with Joe Flacco.
He took McNabb, but they only had to go to 5 AFC playoff games before they made it to a Super Bowl, or like 4 or something. It was ridiculous.
I realized John Harbaugh, when he won a Super Bowl with the Ravens, that was not the same type of team. Like the defenses were crazy. You had Ed Reed, you had Ray Lewis, you had a bunch of those names.
And he beat his brother, too.
Yeah, but, like, I would say Harbaugh, man, because I feel like what he does, he balances his team out the correct way. I think he schemes really well. What he's done with Lamar Jackson is crazy. I don't think anyone saw that coming.
And this is what I was going to ask you then. Okay, so realistically, who is both of them, can we just put it right now and stop? And can we admit Lamar Jackson's a bona fide stud in the National Football League? No more, well, he's a great running back who can throw a little bit. No, he is a quarterback, and he's one hell of a quarterback at that, and he would almost make every single team better. Almost. Now, I think the Chiefs want Patrick Mahomes. I think the Baltimore Ravens want Lamar Jackson. I think coaching has a lot to do with it, but I think they have their man.
Yeah, but with Lamar Jackson, like, that system fits him perfectly.
Perfect.
All those tight ends, a lot of running,
Ingram, the line.
not ridiculous, pass
But Travis
concepts.
Kelce, Tyreek Hill,
No.
also fits Patrick Mahomes. Like I look at both of them as in a perfect situation, but I wonder.
Here's my thing though: you could move Pat Mahomes around the league.
True.
Lamar
It's a good
Jackson
point.
would not fit in an Andy Reid system, right?
No,
Like,
he would not.
That's what I'm trying to say. I feel like Patrick Mahomes is a very movable guy. Where you look at like guys like Aaron Rodgers, he's the same way. But
very
Lamar
good point.
Jackson fits very well within that system.
That is 100%. I don't think anybody with a football brain will argue with you about that. But my question now, though, for all those out there who have listened, which one of these two guys actually makes it to the big game? Because I have a feeling, unequivocally, one of them, if not both, are going to make it one day and pretty deadgum soon. Maybe only one of them makes it. Maybe, I don't know. But which one does? And by the way, don't tell me that. I mean, both of them still have a chance this year, but if you look at it right now, I just feel like, and we'll do it at 1:30, we're going to do our top 5 and bottom 5 NFL teams. Not bottom 5, but, bottom few. And Lamar Jackson, right now, I just look at that team and say they might have a better chance beating the Patriots
They already
than
killed
Kansas
him.
City. They've
They've
already killed him. But when you look at just the way that team's constructed, that defense is bona fide. And the way that you have to, defend Lamar Jackson, the Patriots defense is more equipped to deal with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, I feel, than they are with Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram, and everybody over there on that side of the ball punching them in the deadgum face.
The Ravens are just more balanced, no question. The Chiefs have consistently had problems with their defense. I think they've improved a little bit at times, but they just lost a stinker this weekend to the Titans. So it's like, where are they going from here?
Exactly.
What are they going to look like going down the stretch? They're 6-4 right now, the Chiefs, and I'm not counting them out by any stretch, but at the same time, that team has a lot to prove.
I can tell you one of those quarterbacks is in the top 5. His team is in the top 5. One quarterback's team is not in the top 5, which is pretty fascinating. I think you can probably figure that out. But we're going to do that at 1:30. Me and Gabe just gave you a little taste of what we're going to get into at 1:30. The 49ers, who had a chance to basically put a stamp on last night, they failed. We're going to talk about all the NFL, all the good stuff at 1:30. At 2 o'clock, I'm going to get knee-deep into college football. 2:05 to about 2:25. Me and John Luke and Gabe Kuhn are going to do nothing but rap college football because college football deserves a whole lot of rapping, if you didn't notice. The American right now, when you got the Cincinnati Bearcats at 5-0, when you have the Memphis Tigers, by the way, who are having a pretty good season. If you notice, 4-1 on the year, not bad. Looks pretty awesome. That SMU team is 5-1. Where did they get that loss, by the way? Oh, yeah, that's right, Memphis. That Navy midshipman team that's 5-1. Where did they get that loss? Oh, yeah, that's right, Memphis. Memphis with 2 huge wins, an opportunity to play the Bearcats. What I'm just basically saying is we're going to talk a little bit about the American. We'll talk about the Southeastern Conference. We'll talk about Bama, their chances. I got to say one thing. I like Bama's chances a lot more than I like Georgia's. And the reason is Georgia has no chance, and of beating LSU. Let's just be real. When you get Will Muschamped, you are done. I already stamped your season. You were Muschamped. Didn't I explain to you, once you get Muschamped, your whole year is over.
So you think Bama stays in the top 4 tonight?
Tonight, actually, I do. I really do. I think they keep Georgia at
but
5. Why wouldn't they?
This is where I'm at,
If you
man.
lose at home to South Carolina or a close game against an LSU team that's going to be ranked number 1.
Look. But the difference is Bama has no signature wins, not a single one.
Which one does Georgia have?
They beat Notre Dame and they beat Florida on the road. So it's like you're choosing between losses. I'd rather choose between wins, right? I maybe that's just me.
Nah, I still don't see.
I think if you put Bama in the top 4, it's preferential treatment. That's what I think.
I disagree, but you know what? We're allowed to because LSU is the number 1 team in the country, and they will be number 1. And you're going to tell me that you lose a close game to LSU or a team at home that it's not even ranked in the top 50. South Carolina sucks, and you think those losses are even close to comparable? And I know what you're saying. You wanted to go with
I don't
wins.
think they're. I know they're not.
You wanted to go.
They're not comparable
wins.
losses.
But this is where I'm trying to say is I don't see where the Alabama Crimson Tide with their 7 victories, how it's like weaker than Georgia's. They beat South Carolina, by the way, who beat Georgia. And I think they beat them, by 24, 28? I know they kicked the teeth out of them. I think they scored 50 on them. Let's see. They beat Ole Miss, Texas A&M.
They beat them 47-23.
Beat Tennessee, Arkansas.
Bama
they beat everybody
South
in front
Carolina
of them.
47-23. Look, I don't
Duke.
think that Bama team is what people think they are. They're defensively, they're not very good. Georgia, I think, has 2 wins on their schedule, and obviously I don't like holding strength of schedule against somebody, but when you're that cupcake, when you're as cupcake as Alabama has been this year, I just don't think you deserve to be in the
South
top
Carolina,
4.
Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Arkansas, LSU, Mississippi State, Auburn is not cupcake. Sorry.
They haven't played Auburn yet.
Oh, I know that they're going to. So the only thing they haven't played is Auburn and Mississippi State, and
I'll
Auburn's
say this:
going to make
when they get a signature win that is worth my time, I'll give them their credit.
Okay. Again, when after I'm going to laugh after Auburn beats up Georgia this week. That's what's probably going to happen. So.
I think the committee is going to run into a problem here, though, because you have to decide what your merits and what you're going to base these people off of, and I think it's just so the decision's going to be hard.
I know that one. I know it's going to be very, very hard. I just know one thing. I don't know. When I look at Georgia, I just don't see anything impressive at all that they've done. I mean, they struggled against Notre Dame, who we've watched Notre Dame. They didn't lose just to Georgia. They've lost.
It's a top 25 team.
Right now, what are they ranked?
16.
Okay. 16. Lost to South Carolina, who's not ranked. Beat a Florida team that I think is very
on the road.
Average.
That's not
no,
easy.
It's the cocktail party. They play. It's 50-50. You can't say it's on the road. Is it on the road for Florida? Is it on the road for Georgia? It's a neutral site. And then Missouri, Kentucky. I don't see where their signature Murray State. Vanderbilt, Arkansas. You see what I'm saying?
All right, tell me where the signature win is for Bama.
But what I'm saying is Bama beat Tennessee just like Georgia did. They beat South Carolina, and Georgia didn't. Georgia beat Florida, and what was it? Alabama beat who was it? Was it this year? Tennessee.
I guess we'll have to see it. We'll just have to
it.
see, man. Because I differ in opinion because I like to see signature wins. A certain
Texas A&M at Texas A&M when they were ranked 24th in the country, 47-28.
I just want to see a signature win.
So that's not going on the road. Texas A&M, that's nothing.
Not really, no.
Okay.
They've fallen off, and they weren't very good to start with.
All right. Well,
we'll see.
Well, we definitely will. The bad thing about it is you're basically saying the toughest conference in the country has nobody who's worth a crap if I listen to you right now, because you're saying that the only signature wins are teams out of the East, which the East is the weak. I mean, the East is the weakest damn division.
Out of conference, they played
SEC.
Duke.
Dude,
that's it.
Are you talking about like Alabama?
Alabama. Out of conference, they played Duke. They don't have anybody on their schedule that has been that good.
Who did Georgia play out of schedule that was good?
Notre Dame.
Okay, and see, that's where I guess I just don't think Notre Dame's any good. So
okay, that's fine.
That's just my opinion, though. I mean, that Notre Dame team really. Who did they just now struggle against?
They got destroyed by Michigan.
Oh, that's
which was
right.
a
Yeah,
huge
Michigan.
one.
They got destroyed by wasn't it by 40 or something? It was most
it's like
embarrassing.
45 tonight, something 45-19, I think.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm sorry I can't love on Notre Dame when you get beat by Michigan that bad. But anyway, I didn't even mean to get on this topic for this long because I got to give some love to the Grizzlies, who I didn't talk much about. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, yesterday I didn't talk about the Grizzlies much because we were talking about load management. That stuff was annoying as bleep. And they were playing the Spurs, who, by the way, let's just be real. Spurs, don't they own the Grizzlies? And it was Tony Parker. I'm going to put your jersey in the rafter night. He's now the 10th Spur retired. You got Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu, all these people up in the hizzy. Did you not think the Spurs were going to come out and smoke the Grizz last night?
Yeah, of course I did. They were 11-point favorites, too.
Dude.
Double-digit favorites, and the Grizzlies went in and beat them.
And went in there and dropped them on Tony Parker night, dude. It was and Jackson gets some love, by the way, who's been taking a lot of heat from everybody on the fans.
You remember what I said about him responding after that Minnesota game? Yep. I wanted to see it, and these past 2 games, he's done it, man.
Dude.
The confidence hasn't dropped. He
Plus
hasn't been
12 last
fouling.
night?
Last night, did you see that? Did you see that final call that they tried to make? Obviously, they reviewed it. He went up and challenged a DeMar DeRozan layup, and they called a foul when he didn't even touch anybody.
Yeah,
The thing I saw and I liked about that was he was making a real effort to not body him up and foul.
Well, I'll say one thing. Clark continues to impress like nobody's business coming off the bench. Like, holy cow, the kid is just good. Let's just be real. He can, what was he, 2 for 2 from downtown?
17 minutes, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 6 for 7 from the field, 2 for 2 from 3. I mean,
he did pretty
he was
good.
a steal. I think I feel very comfortable saying that.
Like, I agree with you. To get Ja at 2 and then steal Clark, and then you already have Trey J. The Grizzlies literally in the last, 2 years have gotten luckier than anybody could ever imagined. And I don't care what anybody says. It wasn't his best game. Jay Crowder doesn't necessarily have to score to contribute. I think people are realizing that. This is a guy who gets assists. This is a guy who steals and blocks shots and plays defense and grabs boards and throws the ball out front. You know what I mean? He's a very heady player. I am coming to where I love Crowder. I don't know, man. I like Clam Chowder, but I like Jay Crowder better right now. Ooh, yeah. But it is weird to watch the Grizzlies. Oh, and by the way, what's up with Brooks, man? Where did that 21 come from? Did you see that coming?
Yeah, he's a solid scorer, man.
I hear what you're saying. He's been pretty good, but it's like, which Brooks were we going to get this year? Did you believe it was going to be this type of Dylan Brooks? Did you think
with Ja Morant and Jaren sort of stepping up in their roles, I didn't think he would be to the point where I think what did he score?
Dude, he had
2 nights ago?
21 last night, and he's averaging this year, I think, 13 points on the year, 3.9 boards, 2 assists. He's playing 13 minutes a night. He's been very, very solid. Dylan Brooks has basically been solid since they got him in the second round.
I think defensively, though, we need to see some improvement out of him.
Oh, that's always been the issue with him. He's not the biggest. He's not the most athletic dude in the whole world, but somehow the dude can put it in the hole, can he? I'll tell you one thing I've always heard is if you can play if you can put it in the hole. That's what they always say. You can play if you put it in the hole today. Yeah. Now, somebody says tell Johnny to wait till after the show to get high. What was I talking about? Because I think Alabama's better than Georgia? Or is it because of which one? Auburn will beat Georgia. Thank you. Bama is average this year. I totally agree. I said Bama's defense, by the way, if you didn't notice, I sent this out yesterday, and I said, or a couple days ago, 250 people voted, and 79% of people said defense wins championships. Why is it then that everybody wants offense so much?
Can we be fair? Average? They ain't average.
Their defense is average.
That's an
Look
elite
at the rest
team,
of the
though.
country.
That's an elite team.
Who?
That's an elite team.
Which
Bama.
team?
Alabama.
Yeah, they're an elite team.
Yeah. They
But it's an
said
average-
Bama is average. Defensively, yes.
That's what I was just saying. Bama's defense is average.
I'm referring to the texter.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
the entire team. That's the best offense. Okay, so it's very simple. You have the best wide receiving, the group of wide receivers, and the best quarterback they've ever had, and you have the worst defense that Nick's had since he's been there. So it's their best offense and their worst defense. How far can this take them? It is weird to see Nick Saban with this type of team because he has always been known as a defense-first kind of guy. So, Jake Coker won. Kiffin got Jake Coker a deadgum championship. My man Greg McElroy. Think about tattooed. You know the dude who married the beautiful girl, the Mr. Mr. Chest Tattooed. You know what I'm talking about?
AJ McCarron. Yeah.
Like, I just want to wear, like, I'm waiting for the AJ McCarron Halloween costume, and it's just like a chest tattoo, and you wear it and go out. That would be one of the best.
Have you seen those sleeves that like fake the tats? You could yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna buy you one, man,
dude. I'll go out there with some sleeves. That'll be great. But anyway, Alabama's always won with great running, great offensive lines. Yes, they've had good wide receivers and very average quarterback play, but defensively, they have kicked your face into, like, you know what I'm saying? They beat you and beat you and beat you. And then everybody and their grandmother, he went out and got Kiffin, and he tried to change his offense. And now he's got, whoever over there, what's his name's over there right now. And I'm going to tell you right now, Tua is a monster. Everybody on that offense is they got first-round draft picks out the frame. But usually, where do the first-round draft picks come from Alabama, the offensive line or the defense? Offensive line or the defense? Defense, few offensive linemen. Defense. I mean, look at Minka and what he's done since he's been shipped to Pittsburgh. I mean, think about all the defensive guys in the National Football League that played at Alabama. Oh, my goodness. You don't necessarily think of a ton of Alabama. I mean, yes, you have Ingram. Yes, you have some pretty good. I mean, but like, let's just be real. Remember one of the biggest busts? One of their running backs. Let's just be real. Richardson was awful. I like Trent. I wish him best of luck because he's a nice dude, but he wasn't good in the NFL. So it's kind of wild to watch Nick Saban try to do it with an offensive team. But the weird thing is to see an LSU team with Ed Orgeron go about it and beat an Alabama who, what was it, a decade ago, 9 years ago, they won 9-6 and then had to play each other again in the championship and got destroyed by that Alabama team. But now Alabama and LSU both have gone to this vertical passing attack. It's very, very interesting. I don't even know. And by the way, thank you for the texter, Steve Sarkeesian, the man who can drink like nobody's business. He's a partier, they say. Now, it is very interesting, though, what people are going to say tonight. We're going to find out. I think it's very, very simple. If it's not LSU, Ohio State, 1-2, would you be shocked, or would you?
No, it better.
It
better be LSU, Ohio State. It's got to be.
Clemson's 3.
Yeah, 3, and then 4.
4 and 5 is either Georgia or Alabama, right?
Yes.
And shouldn't it be? Wouldn't you think it's the team that lost to the team that's number 1 instead of the team that's not even on the page?
I think we'll see, man.
I don't know, man.
I think we'll see.
And I have a saying that I think I'm going to be the one that's right. If they actually go the other way, I'm going to laugh.
Hey, look, I wouldn't doubt. I wouldn't doubt if you're right, but
I
know
hear
how
what
I
you're saying.
feel about it.
Well, the thing that will be interesting, I know how a lot of people feel, but you know what? Georgia does make it to the SEC championship, and let's say they lose to Auburn with 2 losses, and then they get smoked to LSU. Are you eventually going to say, okay, Alabama's better than them?
Yeah, well, if they get if they get smoked by everybody down the stretch, then yes.
No, just that. Yeah, that is funny. That was horrible.
Like if they lose to everyone, are you going to admit it? Like, yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's happening is basically what I'm telling you.
If they lose to everyone, I will admit they are the.
No, they're not going to lose to everybody, but I am taking them against. I'm taking Auburn this week, and I will be taking Alabama in the Iron Bowl against Auburn. So Alabama will have 2 wins against South Carolina and Auburn, where I think Georgia will have 2 losses, and then I think Georgia will also lose to LSU in the championship game, where Alabama lost. Alabama makes it as the 4th team. We'll just have to wait and see because I think Pac-12 is a joke, Big 12 is a joke. And we'll talk all about this and more. But first, we got to go NFL. And then at 2:05, we're going to go back to John Luke and college football. And then 2:30, I got some Hardwood stories that are going to make you cry. By the way, Tiger Woods dropped the F-bomb. Did you hear it today?
Did not.
Yes, it was hilarious. I'll tell you why and what he was talking about. But that's all during Hardwood. So whatever you do, don't touch that dial. This is Sports 56. Always remember MemphisFarmers.com and Chad Gallen on 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Ben Swinger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 125 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Ben Swinger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Ben Swinger Glass in Midtown, located at 340 South Hollywood, across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit their website, benswingerglass.com. Ben Swinger Glass.
In today's evolving workplace, XMC understands the process of getting office work done has moved from the desktop to your pocket. The new Xerox multifunctional printers and ConnectKey app technology are game changers. Are you working with confidential information? Does it need to be secure from unwanted threats? Do you need to translate documents to another language? Xerox's App Gallery provides solutions like secure printing and easy translator technology. XMC is the second largest exclusive Xerox agent in the U.S. with 9 locations to serve you. We've been in business for over 25 years and have received top awards from Xerox. In changing our world one experience at a time, our team's committed to doing what's right for your business. XMC is proud to be your leader in document and print management, and it'd be our pleasure to serve you. Contact XMC today at 888-814-3114 or visit our website at xmcinc.com. XMC, Excellence in Office Solutions.
It's game on at the new Moneyline Book Bar and Grill inside the Gold Strike Casino Resort. Now you can bet on all of your favorite sports and watch the games on 60 HD TVs while you lounge in plush seating and enjoy craft beers, signature cocktails, and great food. Plus, don't miss the Topgolf Swing Suite, a virtual reality experience with a variety of fun interactive games every sports fan will love. Visit the Moneyline Bar, Book, and Grill at Gold Strike Casino Resort for Monday Night Football happy hour specials. Or anytime you want a piece of the best sports action in Mississippi.
You've heard of James Gaddis Jewelers, but have you heard what they've done lately? Everything, a tremendous selection of diamonds and jewels and gold and silver and more. Lots of watches, tons of custom-made jewelry, diamonds, fine gemstones, bracelets, necklaces, so many choices. Romantics will love the one-of-a-kind estate and vintage jewelry. James Gaddis has experts in wedding and engagement rings, plus 2 repair experts for fine watches and jewelry. Layaway and financing available. James Gaddis, local and family-owned. Whatever your dream, make it come true at James Gaddis Jewelers, 4900 Poplar.
Memphis, it's official. Crab King Seafood is where it's at. For the most flavored seafood and biggest plates, run to a Crab King's near you. Visit our Bartlett Cordova location at 7140 Stage Road or our East Memphis location at 5992 Knight Arnold Road. Starting this week, get 3 juicy snow crabs, 17 shrimps, 2 whole sausages, 2 corn, 2 eggs, and a large side of potatoes for only $43.99. That's right, $43.99. The price, the portions, the service is why Crab Kings is #1. Make the right choice the first time. Make it Crab Kings. Come and devour our tasty snow crabs, king crabs, shrimp, salmon, and catfish. Enjoy Memphis' best tasting pastas with your choice of toppings. Visit our Bartlett Cordova locations at 7140 Stage Road or our East Memphis location at 5992 Knight Arnold Road. Crab Kings is open Tuesday through Sunday. For more information, Google Crab Kings Memphis or download the app Crab Kings, a Memphis original.
AC trouble? Make your first call your last call. Call Air Doctors of Memphis, 901-598-HVAC. Owner Matt Davis is a third-generation full-service air conditioning specialist. Air Doctors of Memphis services all major brands and labor and parts are guaranteed 100%. Their yearly AC checkup is only $60, and 24-hour emergency service is billed at normal rates. Your comfort is their highest priority. Contact airdoctorsofmemphis.com or call 901-598-HVAC.
Hey Tiger fans, this is John Stacy of the Blue and Gray Show. You can hear Drew Barrett and I talk Tigers with Tigers every Sunday at 5 right here on Sports 66, 96.1, and 87.7. Drew, who do we got in the studio with us this week?
This week, Ron Sells joins me in studio as John is live from the Wolf Chase Honda Mobile Studios as we recap Houston and get you ready for another road test in Tampa against South Florida.
Thanks, Drew. We'll be here Sunday on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. The Blue and Gray Show, where we talk Tigers with Tigers.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Thick and thin, I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
What is up? What is up? Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I'm sure Cardinals fans are probably happy that Wainwright's going to come back on a 1-year deal. Kansas, they got a 5-star recruit. Wow. Congratulations. That's a shocker.
I think the Cardinals thing's more of an indifference.
Yeah, I was just kind of joking. Because it was from I think it's, where did they get a 5-star from New Orleans or something? Or where did they get, I don't even know why. Oh, Bryce Thompson. I was just basically mentioning as people were talking about it on Twitter, and I don't understand, why is a 5-star going to Kansas something that's trending? Do you know what I'm saying? Kansas, Duke, they always get somebody like that. Y'all just now got to get used to Memphis getting all that stuff now. That's where we're going to have to get it used to. But now we're about to talk one of my favorite segments. We're going to pull out my big board, but before we do, I got to remind you, without Chad Gatlin, MemphisFarmers.com, I don't have this segment, and a lot of people are not safe when they're driving or home, or if somebody breaks into your house. You need to know about renter's insurance, all that good stuff. There's a lot of stuff. If you need to find out about it, all you have to do is go to memphisfarmers.com. That's memphisfarmers.com. Check him out. I promise you'll be glad you did. Let's hit the big board.
It's the big, bad, colossal, huge, gigantic, explosive big board.
Ooh-wee, it is very big, it is very explosive, and it's all about the National Football League. And let me tell you something. After last night, we finally got Monday Night Football that I think NFL fans deserved. Thank you, and sorry that the 49ers lost. Sorry for y'all that listen to me. Hopefully y'all didn't listen to me, y'all listened to Gabe. But I just can't believe how this week you had 3 favorites cover. That is crazy. The Seahawks dog covered. Vikings a dog. Kirk Cousins never could win a game in prime time and won a game against the Cowboys and Dak Prescott. That has got to hurt Cowboys' pride.
You ain't even mentioning the big two.
Oh, I'm about to. Oh, don't worry. Don't you worry. First, we also have to mention, how far have the Rams fallen? Now, is this something that you really just blame on their offensive line, or did Sean McVay get married and forget how to coach? Has he been too paying attention? I don't know, but the Rams to get embarrassed by the Steelers the way they did, that was sad. What about the Dolphins beating the Colts? Did I do drugs? Did the Colts do drugs before the game? Did they get into what's his name? What's their owner? They got in his stash, didn't they?
Look, you can't play Brian Hoyer and think you're going to win a game. You just can't do it. Okay,
That is
Jacoby.
kinda
They
funny.
need Jacoby Brissett
Gotta
back.
have Jacoby. Hoyer threw 3 picks in that game. Think about that. If he just, like, they're playing the Dolphins. Hoyer, if you just throw 2 picks, you probably win that game.
And a lot of local fans were happy about the Titans.
Oh, and I still, by the way, I don't
handling
I
business.
was waiting for the Saints and Titans, like the Saints and the Chiefs. The fact that they lost to the Titans and the Falcons. No, the Saints were just flat out embarrassing. They got their you-know-what kicked by the Falcons. Like, I understand that they play in a division, that they play each other a lot. They know each other. Like, I heard all that. You're the Saints. You're 7-1 going into that game, and it's at home. You got Drew Brees' back. You got Kamara. Your defense is playing strong, and the Falcons can't get out of their damn way. And by the way, they can't stop anybody, and you score 9 points.
It's just bizarre, though, because the Falcons, on paper, aren't that bad. Their roster's not horrible.
That is true. That is true. But they
But
have been so bad.
You
this
can't
year.
lose to them. You just
No,
can't.
you can't. And then the Titans, the way they came back and stole that one from the Chiefs. I'm sorry. It's just Chiefs. What are you doing? And Titans. Do you like the mustache by my man Vrabel?
It's all right, man. It's cool.
I don't like it.
It's just like
Don't look good on him. And
they
it
are.
reminds
They
me
are
of
a
Fisher.
very stressful NFL franchise.
They
to
are.
watch.
They are very
Because they
stressful.
win big games every year
Ugh.
against teams they shouldn't beat.
It is. It's been a while, but basically, what I was trying to say is last week in the National Football League was absolutely wild. I think this weekend, I think we're just going to get back in week 11 a little bit more normalcy. But don't forget, I do want to remind y'all, we are starting off week 11, I think pretty impressive. Did you see who's playing? Steelers and the Browns. Browns are now 3-6. A lot of people are saying to themselves, dude, please don't say anything about the postseason. I'm not saying, listen, if they go crazy, there is a chance. And they don't have a hard schedule at all, but they have to start tonight. Remember, Cleveland is 3-6. The Steelers are ahead of them at 5-4, and the Baltimore Ravens 7-2. It is not completely over, but we'll see. It'll be interesting. But if they beat the Steelers, I don't know, man. It opens things up. But we got to talk about the top 5 and the bottom 5 and all that good stuff. And I want to start with number 5 in my book. And I think it's kind of simple, and it has to do with simply, it's a number, it's a record, you're 8-2. You got a guy named Aaron Rodgers. I got you at number 5 because I believe in y'all. And yeah.
And the crazy thing is, I would put the Saints there if they wouldn't have gone out and just stunk against the Falcons. I mean, if they would have beat the Falcons by 1 point, I would have had them in this spot. But the Packers pull ahead just because they
You got
win.
the Packers?
They win. They beat the Panthers like they're supposed to. They
Dude, that
got
was
Aaron
a scary
Rodgers.
game. Christian
better
McCaffrey
defense.
on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, better defense than they've had in the past. I think they're more built. I really do.
Oh, that was, by the way, you have to admit, that was another one we didn't really talk about. Christian McCaffrey, that game, like they went from the 11 to the 1. Like, holy bleeping, you know what? You think that they were freaking people? Everybody who had the Packers was flipping out, man. Now, I got to go. Y'all are going to sit there. This is where number 4, a lot of people are going to crush me, and I think Gabe's going to crush me when I do this. I put the Saints at 4. I hit them ahead. Even after what they did. Can I tell you, I feel like that was 100%.
Why?
Dude, this Saints team is better than that.
I know they are.
But I just felt like they really just went in and didn't even think about it, and they went to the bathroom in the bed, and they didn't even like I don't know, man. Drew was drunk or somebody. I don't know.
Well, the Seahawks. I don't know how you put the Saints over the Seahawks. Seahawks have Russell Wilson.
Point.
Seahawks looked really good. They added Quandre Diggs in their secondary, who they were missing. He had a pick last night.
I know what you mean. And
they just beat the best team in the league. I mean,
and
truthfully.
they did. That is true. And they got the MVP.
I cannot put the Saints over the Seahawks. Seahawks every day in that 4 spot for me.
Seattle for you, even though they're number 2 in the West, and the Saints are number 1 in the NFC South, so they're going to make the playoffs about 100,000% because Carolina Panthers, Tampa Bay, and the Falcons, it ain't happening. Now, Seattle making the postseason is still going to be very difficult, but I think they will.
They're 8-2.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying.
They'll
but
get a wild card
they
spot at the very
I still
least.
think they might. I mean, they still have a lot of football. I mean, if you look at this NFC, this ain't no joke. I mean, Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings, they're at 7-3. Saints at 7-2. You have San Francisco 8-1, Seattle 8-2. The Cowboys, they're going to have a division winner, so that's going to mess up somebody. So, and I just don't think the Rams are completely done with. They might be able to pull something off and start winning a couple games and get back in this bad boy. Who knows? But I have, by the way, number 3 for me is simple. I've been talking about them all day. Baltimore.
I
mean, Lamar, gee whiz.
We're agreeing a lot more than we did early in the season.
Yeah, we are.
I think the picture is becoming a lot more clear.
Yeah, I just think that, like, and again, the only reason I didn't have, like, Seattle, what they did last night was awesome, but I also don't think they're a complete team yet. I think they rely so much on Russell Wilson. Now, is he so damn talented? He is so damn talented. I just still feel like that 49ers team is going to come out of there, and I don't know.
Hey, I forgot to mention the Seahawks with Josh Gordon now. He looked good last night.
Big
catches at big
that
times.
That is a good point.
I'm going Ravens at 3. Lamar Jackson looks good.
Oh, you got him
Defense
too?
looks solid. I think John Harbaugh is built for the postseason as far as coaching goes, so we'll just have to see. But the top 2, Patriots.
For me, it's simple. I was going to say, I got San Francisco at number 2, and I went back and put the Patriots back at number 1.
It's hard for me. I'm going to disagree. I'm going to go Patriots 2. And I'm going to go 49ers 1. And
that ain't that bad.
I think the only reason is because I think that offense for the Niners is hitting stride more than I thought they would. Emmanuel Sanders has been a good addition. Tevin Coleman's a really good running back. They can run the ball a lot better than the Patriots, and I think defenses are very comparable. So I'm going to give them the slight edge, not much, though.
I can't really argue with either one. I will say one thing. That thing that scares me about the Patriots is honestly having to face Lamar Jackson. That's one thing that could hurt them. And I honestly do understand. And I feel actually more faithful in the 49ers just because of defense and running game. And that can win the game in the postseason. I mean, that really, really does win championships. But, man, Lamar is such a baller right now. And that's why I kind of asked earlier, who do you think has a chance to get to the Super Bowl first? Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson? And the reason I bring that up is because this year, a lot of people, I mean, Drew Barrett might be dancing on down the street naked because Baltimore might make it to the big show. They have a defense, they have a running game, and they have a young, dynamic quarterback that is so hard to plan against. And by the way, can we just be real? He's a winner.
And he's not scared of a big moment. He does not care.
Nope. He does not care. And by the way, What is his record? Just real quick before we go to the last one, because it's something so stupid, his winning percentage. When I was looking it up the other day, because he won, 7 games last year? Only lost his winning percentage is something ridiculous. But anyway, I'll bring that up. But we got to get back to the bottom. It's very simple for me. The very, very bottom is where we start. And if it's not the Bengals, then who would it be? The Bengals are, The Dolphins beat Brian Hoyer, okay? They've got 2
Lamar
wins now.
Jackson's 13-3 as a NFL starter.
13-3 as a NFL starter. That's
okay, but
sick.
anyway, back to the laughing stocks. This is always fun.
Yeah, this is fun. Isn't Cincinnati on your bot? Is it at the bottom? I got them last.
They're winless.
Yeah.
Yep, they're on the bottom.
And then
I don't have any other explanation besides that.
I got 31. I have Washington, and the reason is because of Daniel Snyder, and because now Dwayne Haskins is going to be quarterbacking the rest of the season, which I think is kind of interesting that he didn't basically start the season as bad as they were already. And by the way, why did it take you? Like, did a joint really? Like, was it a joint that got Gruden fired? Was it really a joint?
No, I think it was bad. Being winless too.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I'll go Redskins here too. 1 win. You're starting Dwayne Haskins, who's not ready for the rest of the season. I think that's going to be one of the worst teams down the stretch in the entire league.
30 is kind of hard. Where are you going?
Oh, you know where I'm going. You got to know where I'm going.
You're going Miami, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Are you going New York?
Which New York?
Giants.
I'm going Giants. They lost to the Jets.
I got the Giants too.
I would have put the Jets here. I thought with Daniel Jones there was a couple bright spots with that Giants team, but you lose to the Jets, you get 30, man.
Yo, you lose to the Jets. I got basically the New York Giants and that sorry organization.
Man, how about those New York teams this year?
How about this? I got Miami ranked 29th ahead of the New York Football Giants, and they were trying to tank for Tua. They got rid of Laramie Tunsil. They got rid of Kenyon Drake. They got rid of their quarterback, Tannehill. They got rid of Mika Fitzpatrick. They got rid of everybody that could play football, and guess what? They still got 2 wins.
I think the hardest decision of this bottom 5 was who's worse, Jets or Dolphins? And I'm going to go Dolphins. I agree. I do agree. They tried to tank. You have but I did say this. If you're tanking and you want to be the worst team in the league, Ryan Fitzpatrick is not the guy to do it with. Once in a while, he'll come out slinging the ball like you've never seen before.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
Like he is a type of guy that will throw for some yards and have games that are outliers.
Yeah, we have seen him do that. We have seen him. That is a very good point.
And then, of course, right there, Jets.
I was getting ready to say, how unfair would it be to not have both New York teams in the bottom 5? So, yeah, I got to go with number 5, also the Jets. I did have somebody say Falcons. And I want to remind you, if you beat the Saints, like, you can be bad, but you're still better than the deadgum Jets. You know what I mean? And the Jets, by the way, beat the Cowboys.
It's just like the Falcons. It's like tough. You have Devontae Freeman. You have Matt Ryan. You have Julio Jones. You had Mohamed Sanu. Defensively, you don't have anybody. But, I mean, the roster's not that bad.
By the way, in all honesty, the Jets, they have 2 wins. One over the Giants and one over the Cowboys. What is it about the Jets when they play the NFC East? Like, they can't win a game until they play the NFC East, and then they beat the Giants and the Cowboys. Guess what? The Jets play the Redskins next week, another NFC East team. They might get their 3rd win of the year, and they might be out of the bottom 5. That would be a shocker. We got some good football this weekend starting off Thursday. We have the Steelers and the Browns. Then don't forget the Cowboys and Lions is a big game. Texans and the Ravens, I think, is a monster game. Patriots and Eagles, rematch of a couple years Super Bowl. I think it's a very interesting one. The 5-4 Eagles have to have it. I just don't know if they can beat the Patriots. I think the Patriots are going to smoke them. Don't forget Bears and the Rams. That's a big one for both those teams. NFL is getting hot. But by the way, on the other side, I got some more hot stories about a few NFL players. Tiger Woods dropped the F-bomb. And why is Disney Plus maybe the reason I might cut the cable? If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's this new series. Like, do you know about like Disney Plus? Have you looked at this bad boy?
I have been seeing all that.
Whoa, that's kind of attractive. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're going to want to hear what I'm talking about on the other side. You always want to hear what I'm talking about. Always go to memphisfarmers.com and always keep it locked to Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
I love fall. The landscape is so beautiful at Town Village Audubon Park. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $2,300. Gourmet Chef Drew invites you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, daily check-in, monthly coffee club, theme dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
One thing I really admire about Central Barbecue is their commitment to quality.
Then why do they let you do their commercials?
I'm talking about their food. Everything is prepared with devotion to taking the time and effort to create perfect barbecue.
Oh, I know. That's exactly why I was wondering why...
They're not kidding with that slow-smoked Memphis-style slogan. They smoke their pork for 14 hours. Do they have to? They do if they want to be the best barbecue in Memphis, and they are.
And yet they let you just throw together...
There's nothing better than Central Barbecue because they care.
Except apparently about their radio ads.
You've heard of James Gaddis Jewelers, but have you heard what they've done lately? Everything, a tremendous selection of diamonds and jewels and gold and silver and more. Lots of watches, tons of custom-made jewelry, diamonds, fine gemstones, bracelets, necklaces, so many choices. Romantics will love the one-of-a-kind estate and vintage jewelry. James Gaddis has experts in wedding and engagement rings, plus 2 repair experts for fine watches and jewelry. Layaway and financing available. James Gaddis, local and family-owned. Whatever your dream, make it come true at James Gaddis Jewelers, 4900 Poplar.
Need physical therapy but don't know where to go? Tried physical therapy but had a bad experience? Grab your physician's referral and head to Revolution Physical Therapy at the corner of Goodman and Getwell. At Revolution PT, you'll get one-on-one, hands-on therapy. Better and more thorough than just going to the gym. Revolution is locally owned and staffed by neighbors who care about your maximum recovery. And they accept all major insurances. Certified in dry needling, expert in myofascial release. Always relaxed and friendly. Revolution Physical Therapy is just what you need.
Pop the top on your next party. 34 North Cocktails. Available in Memphis now. Great for football grove parties, around the hunting campfire, and when you get home, entertain friends. Pop a premium can of Barrel Thief. Tastes just like an old-fashioned Barrel Thief made with aged bourbon, bitters, a hint of orange, a touch of vanilla, 15% ABV. Then, for you vodka lovers, try Sneaky Pucker, a refreshing lemonade premium vodka cocktail, 12.5% ABV. Made with super premium vodka, lavender, simple syrup, and lemonade. Delicious and smooth. Let the party begin with 34 North Cocktails.
Did you learn your ABCs when you were a kid? Well, as a grown-up, it's time to learn your CBDs, as in CBD edibles, oil tincture, pain cream, and beauty products. All found at Your CBD Store, with 3 locations, Poplar Avenue, North Germantown Parkway, and Goodman Road East. You'll find all natural, organic, and non-GMO products. Need to learn more? Your CBD Store has a knowledgeable and friendly staff that can answer questions, help with choices, and put you at ease about your CBDs. Your CBD Store, with 3 locations, Poplar Avenue, Cordova, and South Haven. Your CBD Store, making it as easy for you as ABC CBD.
Now, back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Here we go. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Well, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why.
What is up? What is up? Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour, and I got a lot of stuff going on in the sports world. Tiger Woods dropped the F-bomb today. Oh yeah, I'll tell you about that. We've talked about, Memphis playing Oregon. We're going to talk more about that later. We also have to talk about, MLB awards. Yes, I told y'all before the season started, Pete Alonso and Yordan Alvarez were going to win it. I was right. But I will tell you, I was so sure Pete Alonso was going to win it about halfway through the season. And then Yordan came on late, and then I felt better at the end. But there was a point where I didn't think Yordan Alvarez was going to win it. But do you want to hear something shocking, Gabe Kuhn, that I know this is going to surprise you? And I shouldn't have asked that question like that. But which one do you think was the unanimous winner? Pete Alonso or Yordan Alvarez?
I know the answer.
Can you believe that he didn't get... Mike Soroka was great, don't get me wrong. Pete Alonso hit more home runs in his rookie season than any other rookie, period, ever in the history of the game.
I thought it was interesting. He missed it by 1 vote, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, Soroka got the other one.
He got it, though.
He got it. He's the guy, but I just find it crazy. And then, of course, Yordan Alvarez, he's the one who... he got it for the American League. But anyway, just had to mention that stuff because, of course, it's important. Now you're going to find out about the Manager of the Year. Then we're going to have Cy Young and then MVPs because it's every single night at 6 o'clock, 5 Central, 6 Eastern, 5 Central on MLB Network. If you're into that stuff, you can watch out and they'll give out the awards. I'm into that stupid stuff, but yes, I can't help myself. I'm an idiot. But now I also have to mention there's a lot of stuff going on, and I wanted to bring this up real quick because I'm going to tell you all about Tiger Woods dropping F-bombs, but I wanted to ask Gabe Kuhn something about this Disney Plus stuff, and I want to ask all y'all a very, very serious question. I have never cut the cable because I always need sports. I always need something to watch. I got kids. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of reasons to stick with the cable company, and plus, like let's say you cut the cord, then you got to have internet, and then if you have to have like Netflix and 10 other services to get all that you need, you're kind of messed up. But bro, I don't know if y'all have heard this, and I am not being paid to do this. I am trying to help out my friends, and y'all are my friends, and y'all are my people. This is something that I found out about today, and I looked at it, and I read it, and I had to reread it again. And I'm telling you, I'm checking it out because guess what Disney is doing? Disney, by the way, y'all know ESPN. Disney Plus is now coming out, and this could be a game-changing moment in our society, just like I think the James Wiseman case will be a game-changing moment in the NCAA and society. I think Disney Plus could be the ultimate cord-cutting reason, and here's why. Disney Plus offers you, guess what they have? Disney Plus. Do you know what Disney has? Like, you can think of all like Mickey Mouse and Little Mermaid, all that cool stuff. But not only do they have that, Disney Plus, they have all the content you could ever imagine. Do you know who Stan Lee is? CJ Hurt knows who Stan Lee is. Stan Lee's death and life, and I mean, he died a year ago. This came out a year after his death. I think there's a reason they did that because Marvel's has helped Disney more than, $5 billion the last few Marvel movies have made. Disney, are you kidding me? That's insane. But Disney doesn't just have all the Marvel's creations. They also have, let's say ESPN. Not only when you get that, you also get Hulu. I didn't know that. Did you know that Hulu was part of Disney? I sure did not. And then I looked at it and I found this. Under the Disney umbrella, this is what Disney has. Disney, of course, Mickey Mouse, all that stuff. All those great little cartoons. But what about Pixar? Did you know Pixar was Disney? Because I sure didn't. I thought it was a different company. Marvel, already talked to you about. Star Wars. All the Star Wars is Disney. Not only that, did you know National Geographic, the National Geographic Channel? I think I can still watch my Aliens.
But I'm going to lose my Netflix.
I think you can still keep Netflix if you
No,
wanted
but I'm
to.
saying how many. I'll say this. At the end of the day, how many different streaming services am I going to have to subscribe to?
If you get Disney Plus, you get listen, you get Disney, Hulu, ESPN, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic. Again, it looks like the scenario for me is a cord cutter's dream because one, you can never get live sports, and that was the problem with cutting the cord, is because I need sports. Well, right now, if I get all live sports and I have ESPN and Hulu, I got everything I need. And then the kids, they want to watch something, throw it on Disney. You know what I'm saying? Looks like I'm good, and my girlfriend can't watch murder porn. It's like a win-win for me all the way around, bro. Or 90 Day Fiance, I don't see on here. This seems like the greatest thing that's ever happened. But anyway, I just wanted to tell y'all and ask y'all, what do y'all think? Could this be a watershed moment when it comes to cable cutting? Are we going to see more things? Are the prices going to start to drop? And also, what's going to be a bigger case, Disney or the Wiseman? See, I'm thinking Wiseman, baby. I think the NCAA is in some deep trouble. But y'all hit me up at the First Bank text line at 67129. That's 67129, and let me know what's going down. We are about to switch some gears. We're going back to college football. We're going to talk some Tigers. We're going to talk Ole Miss. We're going to talk Alabama, LSU. We got a big night tonight in the rankings. John Luke McCord is next. Always remember, though, we're brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com on Sports 56, 96.1, and, of course, 87.7 FM.
in need of quality jeans, shirts, and boots, think Frontier Western Store in Olive Branch. Frontier has thousands of square feet of merchandising at everyday low prices. Tons of jeans by Carhartt, Wrangler, and Ariat. Whether you're after classic denim jeans, dungarees, or work pants, you'll find them among Frontier's amazing selection of stylish modern fits. Flame retardant jeans and shirts now available as well. Colder weather is on the way, and Frontier is prepared with overalls, coats, and fleece jackets. Women's Sherpa jackets by Simply Southern starting just $29.99. Don't forget the boots. Frontier boasts dozens and dozens of styles of boots, work, dress, or play. Come try on the latest boot trends as well as proven classics, Ariat, Durango, Dan Post, and many, many more. You are guaranteed to find your next favorite pair at Frontier. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, or shop online 24/7 at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms, but could never figure it out.
No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
Williams Equipment and Supply, your Bobcat loader and excavator dealer, is #1 in compact construction equipment. With the highest market share, the largest inventory of equipment, attachments, and parts, the largest compact rental fleet, and the best technicians and the most locations, Williams Equipment is the undisputed leader. Find out why more people buy, lease, and rent Bobcat equipment from Williams Equipment than any other brand.
This is Cody Bumpus, your Bobcat specialist of North Mississippi. Call me for a demonstration and a finance quote at 901-508-8739.
DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test driven, checked out from head to toe, unlimited inventory, every make and model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutosales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
Pop the top on your next party. 34 North Cocktails. Available in Memphis now. Great for football grove parties, around the hunting campfire, and when you get home, entertain friends. Pop a premium can of Barrel Thief. Tastes just like an old-fashioned Barrel Thief made with aged bourbon, bitters, a hint of orange, a touch of vanilla, 15% ABV. Then, for you vodka lovers, try Sneaky Pucker, a refreshing lemonade premium vodka cocktail, 12.5% ABV. Made with super premium vodka, lavender, simple syrup, and lemonade. Delicious and smooth. Let the party begin with 34 North Cocktails.
Did you learn your ABCs when you were a kid? Well, as a grown-up, it's time to learn your CBDs, as in CBD edibles, oil tincture, pain cream, and beauty products. All found at Your CBD Store, with 3 locations: Poplar Avenue, North Germantown Parkway, and Goodman Road East. You'll find all natural, organic, and non-GMO products. Need to learn more? Your CBD Store has a knowledgeable and friendly staff that can answer questions, help with choices, and put you at ease about your CBDs. Your CBD Store, with 3 locations: Poplar Avenue, Cordova, and South Haven. Your CBD Store, making it as easy for you as ABC CBD.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
It's Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
This hour is brought to you by your CBD Store, your one-stop for all your natural, organic, and non-GMO CBD products, where good health hits home.
Get out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
the only man to ever win the World Series of Poker with a Scrabble board, Johnny Harden.
What is up? What is up? Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. You know who I am, your sports mixologist, John Harden. You can find me on Twitter at Johnny_radio. You can also find one of my best friends and great producers, Gabe Kuhn at G_Kuhn71. He was a amazing football player at the University of Memphis. I kind of took what I used to call, and I hate to do this because it does hurt, and sometimes the truth hurts. But the football program at one point in its career was basically a gigantic, and I put it yesterday in a nice word, the poop emoji. Because the poop emoji is kind of cute, and it's like somehow Justin Fuente came in here, convinced your class and all these great guys to come in here, and your senior class.
I still don't know how he did it, man.
He did a great job.
He did a good
selling.
job convincing.
Like, he did a damn good job. And he also had a great eye for talent. That was something that he was really good at. And Mike Norvell has kept it up. But a lot of people, I realized, and even my friend Gabe Kuhn took offense to a tweet that I sent out, and I said, you don't polish a turd or a poop emoji to go take a job take another job, which is a big, gigantic turd, which doesn't even look like you can polish it. And not to be mean to my Arkansas friends, but listen, Arkansas and Chad Morris getting fired and trying to replace them with somebody comparable, it's going to be hard. Like Mike Norvell, if he realistically, who I think is a very intelligent person, I could not imagine why you would, and I understand somebody's like, it's in the SEC. You know what? Vanderbilt's in the SEC. I don't know why I would get he's getting what, $3 million and change at Memphis? Why would you want to, like, you're winning at Memphis?
I think 2.6 is the exact number plus bonuses,
Plus
he
bonuses,
gets every
yes.
year.
I mean, last year I think it comes out to about 3. Like after he beats it, like right now he's on pace to get 3 and change. That is not a bad living at Memphis. And by the way, at Memphis, isn't he loved? Like, beloved by people around here. So I just think that would be crazy. But this is why you bring on people like John Luke McCord, because, see, Gabe is really close to the situation. I mean, he played for both coaches, Fuente and Mike Norvell. I am very close to the situation, covered it forever, also working for the university. But I got John Luke McCord, who can kind of take a little step back and look at it from maybe a more real perception, and kind of like, look at the reality of what maybe Memphis is, because me and Gabe might be too close to it, and maybe we're overvaluing what we think Memphis is right now. But right now, if I had stock in Memphis or Arkansas, I'm selling all my damn stock and buying stock in Memphis. I don't want no stock in Arkansas right now. John Luke McCord, what's up? What about you?
Look, I think you guys are making more sense than anybody I've listened to on it. I know you're close to the situation there, but this is just one of those things where everybody thinks it's a foregone conclusion that he takes that job, that Arkansas job, if offered. I don't think it's a great idea. Listen, I think when Brett Bielema came and lost at that gig, and especially the way things faded out for him in Fayetteville, listen, that's a scary, scary thing for me, because Brett Bielema was a phenomenal coach before heading over to Arkansas. And look, I know he came into the SEC and was trying to play the same game as Alabama, but look, that doesn't mean you have to run a spread just because Alabama was running the pro-style offense at that time. I thought Brett Bielema recruited well early, and then he ran into what I think anyone's going to run into at that job, and that's recruiting issues. Let me ask you one thing. Aside from the roster that Norvell's been able to put together there at Memphis, think about the quarterbacks he's had. Let me ask you this. Is the quality of quarterback going to increase if he heads to Arkansas on an annual basis? I'm not sure. And if he can't go to Arkansas and get any better quarterbacks, which is really the name of the game, that's how he's going to go win an SEC title or an AAC title, or get this team into a major access bowl, get them into the college football playoff potentially with an undefeated season with this program. And that's something he's going to have the opportunity to do, by the way. He's going to be able to stay at Memphis. You mentioned being well-liked there, no job security issues there. Well, guess what? You could be out in 2 years at Arkansas. And so I just don't know if that's that much better of a situation, let alone job. I mean, it's certainly in the SEC. You can get paid really well. We saw how high Bobby Petrino, an offensive coach, was able to take that program, and I think they were on their way to larger heights. But I just don't know if that's the job you leave Memphis for. You've done a great job here. There's no need to leave unless you know it's a situation you can go and win at a higher level. Like a Kermit Davis. He didn't need to leave Middle Tennessee for just anywhere, but he knew he could go to Ole Miss with a new arena and get better quality players and have a chance to elevate the stages that his teams were playing on. And so I think if you're Mike Norvell, don't leave for a job that's going to put you in a more difficult situation. You automatically go from being one of perennial the top teams in your conference. You go to being one of the bottom teams in your conference. You go from having one of the most fertile recruiting grounds, not only Memphis, but the way Mike Norvell has recruited North Mississippi, not Northeast or Northwest Mississippi. He's got DeSoto County and Memphis right there to recruit from in his backyard. And you go to Arkansas, recruiting becomes an uphill battle very fast, let alone that state's going to give you 4 players or less a year. You're automatically 4th, 5th in Memphis, which is about where he's recruiting from, except he's got the hometown angle now. Recruiting, the SEC schools are going to come in there and recruit well, but Norvell's proven the ability to really read that area and evaluate players well. At Arkansas, you better be one of the best at that in the SEC, because you've got to go and take players from everyone's backyard. Every team in the SEC, in the SEC West at least, is recruiting well in Texas, so what that you're closer. And I just think recruiting has always been a big obstacle there, no matter what style you're trying to come in and run, no matter if you come in with a defensive first approach or an offensive first approach. Arkansas is a tough gig, and I think that if you're Mike Norvell, right now you got a pretty good gig. You've turned it into a great gig in that league, and I think you've got a better shot at reaching the college football playoff because you've got a better shot at going undefeated.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But I just wonder the response of that Arkansas fan base. You just got out of a horrible relationship with an AAC coach who was offensive-minded, ran the spread. I don't know if that fan base is ready to just jump right back into sort of the same idea. Obviously, I think Mike Norvell's a way better coach than Chad Morris was, but he is a offensive-minded coach from the AAC.
Exactly. One thing I would think that Chad Morris that gave him a real shot at that job was he was seen as a quarterback guru. He also had that OC gig and was very attractive in that role at Clemson. Mm-hmm. And so, look, I think that he had some of those labels that, you can wear some certain labels and it makes you a high quarterback draft prospect. Well, I think Chad Morris had that going on. Mike Norvell, obviously, in my opinion, is a little bit more complete coach. And so I don't know why I think Arkansas is going to try some bigger shots first. And I just don't know that they don't get into a situation like Tennessee was in during their coaching search last offseason when they went and asked so many top shelf guys and got laughed out of the conversation that once they came back around, they were missing on even what they would have considered some mid-tier guys. Do
you see Mike Leach as a legitimate sort of?
Yes.
You think he would
look
go
at Mike
there?
Leach closely. That I'm not sure of. Who else in the SEC potentially could be kicking the tires on him? Does he want to come back this far, and reset at a new program and in the SEC? I would say the fact that he's gotten some quarterbacks from the area, he'd be interested at the very least. I think the money would have to be right. But more importantly, is Jurisic in that athletics department willing to hand over the reins to him? He's going to have to be able to run his program his way and say it how he wants to say it. And that's always, I think, been the question mark for an SEC program. Do they want Mike Leach running their PR of athletics? Because essentially the football program is the front door, and he's the face of the football program. So is an SEC team desperate enough to let Mike Leach come in and make some bad storylines and some good storylines along the way?
Man, I don't know. It's serious. Like when I say this, and I'm being serious as a heart attack. I couldn't imagine Mike Leach. Like I can't imagine Greg Sankey doing a press conference down in Hoover or wherever they're having it next year, and then like that same day it's followed up by, and like let's just say right after Sankey's leading off, Mike Leach in Arkansas. You're like, holy cow, what a difference.
If you believe the talk that's been out there about the involvement that Greg Sankey's had, and certain guys not coming into this league, obviously a lot of people feel he talked to Barry Odom, did not want Freeze hired as a coordinator there, and there's even talks that Hugh Freeze is sort of maybe got the scarlet letter as far as being an SEC head coach. So I don't know how much of that you believe, but it would seem like if that's true, Greg Sankey's going to be stepping in and discouraging some teams from going after Mike Leach, because you're right. The SEC would only put a microphone, a megaphone to his weekly press conferences and of course his SEC Media Days appearances. So it'd be Spurrier times 100.
And I like him. Don't get me wrong. I like him, but again, I just don't think the SEC will like him at all. And the other thing is he is so wacky. He is made for the West Coast. Like up there, they're smoking weed. They, what is it, Oregon? Like they had that show, Portlandia.
I'll say he definitely seems like he fits in Pullman and like small sort of northwestern city. I see what you're saying.
Where they don't really care that much about football. He's, throwing the rock around, having a little fun, making a joke here and there, talking about like a Royal Rumble with the mascots and stuff. Like it fits.
Yeah.
In the SEC, Greg Sankey, all them, Nick Saban, he's going to take that Coke bottle and throw it at him one day at a press conference. I could see that.
Fans too. Fans would be all agitated. The armchair quarterback who's not focused on football. He needs to focus on football. He needs to have more drive, this and that. And so, I think you guys are right. I think Leach is a better fit up there. But does an SEC team, do they do they get desperate enough to make it work? So I don't know how high he is on Arkansas's list, how soon they call him. But, Mike Norvell and Mike Leach, those are two guys that they need to call. Honestly, I think a lot of Ole Miss fans might prefer they call Rich Rodriguez and take him off their hands. I don't know.
You almost had John Luke. By the way, everybody, we're talking with John Luke McCord. It is a Tuesday. We always talk with him. Make sure that you always read the Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal, grind it on Twitter, and he knows his football like nobody in his business. Now, you brought up Mississippi. I'm going to go ahead and go right there before anything else. And Rich Rod, Ole Miss has a pretty big game this week, you could basically say. Like, is there any chance that they even keep this thing close? Can they cover the spread? Is there how do you what does a win look like for Ole Miss this weekend? Because I know it's not going to be like they win on the scoreboard.
Yeah, a win. My first thought would be a win is at least like 4 Joe Burrow picks. No kidding. Look, this is an Ole Miss team that turned Auburn over a good amount there, and still weren't able to pull out that win. So it would take a lot of turnovers through the air, and basically would mean LSU having to go to the ground to avoid that to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And Ole Miss has been pretty good there. I tend to think LSU is going to be able to use the running game sort of late in the game and when they want to situationally here and have some success this week. Because I think Joe Burrow is just obviously this is a defense primed and ready for him to play against. He's a 76% complete passer. I would put money down that he's more efficient than that. 76%. Cool. And I would put money down that he will be higher than that mark this weekend. And so it's going to be an easy day for him. He'll be out of there probably at least by the third quarter. I don't think this is close. But an Ole Miss win would, like I said, look like a lot of turnovers, and then the passing game sort of maybe not used more, but just used in a way where they're able to hit plays down the field. If they could somehow hit some passing plays down the field, obviously they're going to run the football a lot. No matter what Rich Rod or Matt Luke say, this is an Ole Miss team that's committed to John Rice Plumlee. They're committed to the running game for some reason. And so I don't think the football is going to be put in the air more than 10 to 15 times this weekend at most. And so, again, Ole Miss is going to have to be effective on the ground, and maybe they certainly can have some of those plays. LSU, I like their secondary more than any other part of that team. We've obviously seen some linebackers defect from that LSU defense, but look, Rashard Lawrence and those guys are really, really hard to get through up front. So I just don't see Ole Miss having a big day, but they'd have to have a big day on the ground and get some interceptions.
See, I'm curious, what is the perception right now of Rich Rod and how they're running that offense? Because I feel like they're limited. You can talk about Matt Corral, and he's able to put it through the, throw the ball a little better, but I just don't see it with him. And I'm curious. I see a lot on Twitter about how this offense should be doing a little better. Rich Rod doesn't, sort of run the right plays, run the right situations, do the right things at the right time. So what is the perception of that offense right now at this point in the season?
It's not good within the fan base. Obviously, John Rice Plumlee for a few weeks there really had the fan base behind him. I guess, he's the Mississippi guy in the quarterback group. He was very likable, a guy that's endeared himself to the fan base already. But look, I think everybody's just getting a little curious right now. Why is this continually what Ole Miss is attempting to do? And why are they not using Matt Corral any more than they are?
But
look,
do you think it could work with Matt Corral?
I think it could give him more of a chance. I would think that's the frustration from the fan base is at this point against some of the better teams, it's so predictable that of course they're going to run like they did against New Mexico. Of course they're going to run through some of the weaker teams, but against these SEC teams down the stretch where they've been so close, I think certainly the passing game would have given them more of a shot. I thought that it didn't look terrible, frankly, when they were doing the rapid switch. Now, again, is that something that's realistic that could be kept up? I don't think so. But I think Matt Corral, certainly just because of his ability to throw the football, should have been given more of a shot situationally at times this season, and maybe even for more long-term periods. Because, again, if you continuously 2-3 weeks in a row see, well, we can play with a team, but we're not coming up with the W's, I think you have to say, well, we need to throw the football more. That's the obvious deficiency here. Teams can throw it against us. We can slow the run. To keep up, we are going to need to complete some passes too. My question is, if you're so committed to John Rice Plumlee and his ability to make plays on the ground with speed, which he's proven he can do, and to some extent, I do see why the coaches have fallen in love with that. I just don't see why certain opportunities for Matt Corral were not given. But again, John Rice Plumlee can make plays on the ground. I don't see why you hadn't given him a shot to get somewhere else on the field to make those plays. And I think you could do that while putting your quarterback that can throw the football on the field, Matt Corral, in there. And so that's really the curiosity to me. I mean, you tell me that, well, he's the quarterback, so we can't afford to put him at running back. Well, I still think there's a decision to be made there. And in my opinion, John Rice Plumlee could have helped at running back, could have helped at receiver in the slot, and Matt Corral would have given him an opportunity to throw the football.
I just don't understand also the change, man. If you look at the glory days at Ole Miss, it was with Eli, it's with Archie, it's with Bo Wallace, it's with Swag Kelly, it's with guys who can like light it up, throw it down the field, go into beat Alabama because they can outscore them. And it's just amazing to me now that they're going in this direction. But I got to ask you right now, because this is the big one. You got the third best team probably in the SEC West, who's at home, ranked 11th in the country right now, and they're a 2-point dog to Georgia, the best team in the East. Who do you like this week and why?
Well, it's tough. Honestly, I think that Auburn is going to be able to scrape by enough offensively here. I really like DJ Williams, actually, in that running game. They've certainly got to navigate using that running game a little more to help Bo Nix out, in my opinion. But look, I think I like Auburn this weekend. I've seen that defense enough to know how good it is. And frankly, I just think I feel like Jake Fromm is going to be prone this week to giving all that Auburn defense the football. He's going to be pressured constantly by this Auburn defensive line. Now they've got to contain DeAndre Swift and not let him sort of take over this game and control it for Georgia and a low scoring 28-14 win. Auburn's going to have to get up into the 20s and score the football this week. But I think defensively, that defensive line is going to make a huge difference and make the impact in this game. I think Auburn can get this one by 3.
Oh, I think that I kind of like it, man. I think you're right. I mean, the way they played the way Auburn played LSU this year. The only bad game that I realistically saw from Auburn was against Florida, and that was Bo Nix's worst game by far.
Yeah.
And he just looked like a kid who was lost. I mean, he was like, it's like, what happened to him that day? It was just one of those days.
Yeah, and the Gus gif will live on in infamy from that game. But look, even against a team like Ole Miss, where he was able to do well that day, still wasn't able to put that Ole Miss team away. Which I just feel like that's an Auburn team that, they were in the red zone a couple times and turned it over. They should have put Ole Miss away that day, and I put a little bit of that on him.
Yeah, I think he's had his moments, Bo Nix being. But at times he's also struggled mightily, and I'm not ready to give either team the nod here, but college football playoff rankings coming out tonight. I want to know, me and John had a nice little debate on this. Who are you putting at that 4 spot? Is Bama staying in the top 4 this week?
Honestly, look, let me preface this and say this is not my 4, I don't think, for the playoff. And I'm not sure I'm ready to go to reveal that. I really liked Penn State. I'm not sure I'm ready to go far enough to reveal my Final 4, but the 4 this week, to me, Bama cannot be there. I mean, the win for Minnesota, it's got to put them at that level. And I know, look, that's because right now, I think that win and the undefeated record, I think it gives them the resume.
There's no way Minnesota
now.
goes from 17 to 4.
That'll blow my mind.
That
will blow my mind.
I will fall
but
over.
the resume now to me warrants them being there now. Not there at the end. They're not one of the 4 best teams, but the resume, Alabama, the win is not there yet. And the defense is concerning. Look, Alabama's got to fall out of the top 4 for me. Whoever you like to put in there, I think Clemson's certainly going to slide in there, but Alabama's got to fall out for me.
See, I got
Georgia
LSU
possibility
1,
for
Ohio
tonight?
State 2. The only chances, like he said, this is what I wanted to ask him, because it's like, Ohio State, LSU 1 and 2, Clemson 3. You can put them interchangeable. That's what's going to happen. That's a fact. It's the 4 and the 5. I think it's going to be LSU and Georgia. I think Minnesota is going to move up in everything. But again, I understand that Minnesota beat Penn State last week. Minnesota got a nice, cute little win and everything. But if they move up from number 17 to 4, I will fall over literally and cry.
But if you throw them in 4, you do realize you have Iowa they have to play, and they have Wisconsin left, so they will still have to prove themselves at that 4 spot.
And they could make it if they do make it to the conference title game. There's no way they win that. So look, they're going to drop out. It's like when Mississippi State and Ole Miss were in there at one point. Of course, they weren't one of the top 4 teams, but at that moment they had the resume. I mean, Dak had the win over LSU, and Ole Miss was playing like they were defensively and offensively. So look, I think the resume for now, and certainly I know the shock factor would be there, but. It's real. I mean, we were questioning whether or not they were real with the undefeated record. I mean, they showed up and beat a good team, a team that had a shot to get back on them. They had really beat them worse than that. And so either way, I think certainly Alabama's got to fall out for me, though, in my opinion. I think they can get back there, but we've seen them against the team on their schedule thus far. It really wasn't as close as the final score showed. And now, so I think some of those concerns have got to come to light that we've had about the Bama team already. And Tua came out and played well enough in this one, kept giving them a shot at the end of the game. But again, I mean, I don't know that Tua plays the rest of this season healthy, actually, because, I mean, we just haven't seen it from him. He's been a little bit brittle. And so I think as the weather gets cold, how does that injury maybe resurface or something like that? So I think Alabama's got to fall out, top 4.
Man, I'm telling you right now, people, go to @JL Grindin right now. John Luke McCord. Give this man a follow. Also, check out Seriously Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal. They got you covered. Anything you ever need from high school football, John Luke's got you. Anything from the SEC, John Luke's got you. Anything from college football to the NFL, John Luke's got you. I got to say goodbye to John Luke, but before I leave, Memphis, 21 in the country, 8-1. They play in Houston, 10-point favorites on the road. Is this going to be, for some, I mean, like, I think that they got Houston. Like, I'm not worried about it. That 10 points, though, feels kind of heavy.
Respect. I mean, showing some respect, knowing that offense can score like it can. I think they're going to get this one too, but they're in the point now where it's like, you've got a big target on your back going forward for the team you're going to play. I mean, just handle your business. Just take care of business at this point.
Handle your business, man. JL Grinding on Twitter. John Luke, I'll talk to you next Tuesday. Be good, brother.
See y'all guys. Thank you.
That's my man, John Luke, man. And tonight's going to be fun watching to see what happens with the College Football Playoff Selection Committee. The 13 wise ones will come out and make their decision. Now, it's nice that they made it into a cute little TV show. It makes great for debate. It's going to be interesting, but we're all going to get to see this stuff play out again. Georgia plays Auburn. Auburn plays Alabama. LSU's probably going to have to play Georgia in the SEC championship game. You got Clemson still going to, they're going to win the ACC. Please hush. But you know what? The Big Ten's actually still got to play out. There's some interesting thing in the Big Ten. It sounds like John Luke's got a little belief in Penn State maybe come back and slapping somebody upside the head.
Could the Pac-12 sneak in?
Hail to the
little
Nizzo.
Utah, little Oregon action.
Utah and Oregon, they'll end up cannibalizing each other. And
and that's what the Pac-12 does every year.
Everybody will always look. Oregon, who's like 3rd or 4th in the SEC West alone, slapped Oregon, who might be their first best team, and then they're going to be like, "Yo, Pac-12, shut up." But can I tell you something? I bet you $1 million that playoff committee, they want a Pac-12 team so bad. It's like, dude, we got to put him in there one day, right?
I know we have to get to break, but the conversation I've been having is like, you think about the Pac-12, you have Washington State could beat a lot of teams. USC always has great talent. Washington is 5-4 this year. Like, there's teams in that conference that just end up cannibalizing each other, and it has killed the Pac-12's playoff hopes since the playoffs been around.
And also, do you have to go back, like when they were good and had the opportunity, Oregon basically killed them. Like all those opportunities when they were supposedly so good and they got the chance, and then they always fell flat on their face. That just also hurt their rep. But anyway, I love talking college football with John Luke, and I also like your CBD store who gives us this segment and this entire hour. Now, remember, when you think health, think your CBD store. I'm being serious, a heart attack. They got 3 locations right around us. You can go into North Mississippi over at South Haven. They're right there on Goodman Road. Don't forget about Poplar. And then, of course, right over there in Cordova, Tennessee, right off Germantown, 680 North Germantown Parkway, 3157 Poplar. Simple as that. Just head over to your CBD store. You'll understand why I say it's about your health. You might laugh at me, but I promise you, if you go into this store, you won't be laughing anymore. You can laugh at the insurance companies. You can laugh at medical doctors. You can laugh at the pharmacies. I mean, you can make fun of Walgreens. 1 in 5 people got their opioids from Walgreens when they had this, you can make fun of all the pharmaceutical companies who basically caused all this, the doctors who are getting arrested left and right for overprescribing. But guess what? The federal government made marijuana Schedule 1 for some reason, and now doctors are finding out that it's like the most healing of all plants. And your endocrine system has a lot to do with your health. Guess what? Cannabinoids are what make up your endocrine system. And guess what has the most cannabinoids other than your body? Marijuana. Now, if you take out the THC, you got nothing but the CBD and the CBG and all the good cannabinoids. So you don't get high, you just get healthy. And that's what I'm talking about. For your health, go to your CBD store. Do it today. Call up the Cordova store at 901-453-6600. That's 901-453-6600. Or call and talk to the Poplar store at 901-590-3075. That's 901-590-3075. Or South Haven, 662-470-6497. Give them a call. Let them tell you about what's going on with your endocrine system. They're going to ask you what you're having problems with: anxiety, sleep, pain. Then they're going to tell you what you need. And Sun Meds are the best products on planet Earth. I'm telling you, you're going to love them. Whatever you do, it's your CBD store. We'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail with a little bit of Hardwood. I got Tiger Woods dropping F-bombs. I got all kinds of stuff to talk about. Whatever you do, don't touch that dial. Sports 56, 96.1, and of course, 87.7 FM.
Sports 56 now has 2 FM homes. You can now find real sports talk on 96.1 as well as 87.7 on your FM dial.
Memphis, it's official. Crab King Seafood is where it's at. For the most flavored seafood and biggest plates, run to a Crab King's near you. Visit our Bartlett Cordova location at 7140 Stage Road or our East Memphis location at 5992 Knight Arnold Road. Starting this week, get 3 juicy snow crabs, 17 shrimps, 2 whole sausages, 2 corn, 2 eggs, and a large side of potatoes for only $43.99. That's right, $43.99. The price, the portions, the service is why Crab Kings is #1. Make the right choice the first time. Make it Crab Kings. Come and devour our tasty snow crabs, king crabs, shrimp, salmon, and catfish. Enjoy Memphis' best tasting pastas with your choice of toppings. Visit our Bartlett Cordova locations at 7140 Stage Road or our East Memphis location at 5992 Knight Arnold Road. Crab Kings is open Tuesday through Sunday. For more information, Google Crab Kings Memphis or download the app. Crab Kings, a Memphis original.
Is imitation the sincerest form of flattery? Not when it comes to your car audio. Stereo One is the leader in car audio, remote start, security, and more for the past 30 years. Stereo One is proud to announce the grand opening of their new location, 1983 Covington Pike, across from the Honda dealership. To celebrate their new location, Stereo One has marked down their entire inventory. Remote start systems at $129 with free installation. Subwoofer base packages start at just $199. Window tint starting at $129. The entire inventory of radios and touchscreens with features like Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth, and backup cameras are marked to go. Check out Stereo One before you buy online. Their knowledge, friendly sales staff, and pro installation team will take care of you. Visit the Stereo One new location today, 1983 Covington Pike, across from Honda, or visit their mega store at Mendenhall and Winchester. Make sure you go to the originators and not the imitators. Stereo One is still the one for your auto accessories.
Hi folks, Rob Walker, Infiniti of Memphis, and we've got a new Infiniti crossover vehicle that has raised the standard of comparison to a new level. Imagine having both sports car performance and eco-friendly efficiency on demand working together to empower every driving experience. The result of 20 years of engineering, QX50's award-winning variable compression turbo engine is the world's only engine of its kind. Like two engines in one, it delivers a combination of power and efficiency that is truly in a category all its own, and only Infiniti has it. You'll never sacrifice performance for the sake of efficiency again. And QX50 MSRP starts at only $36,550, which is less than its Acura, Audi, and Mercedes competitors. Add to that QX50's award-winning sumptuous interior, and you have the best combination of performance and comfort in the mid-size crossover segment.
MSRP excludes destination charge, tax, title, license, and options. Infinity of Memphis or online at infinityofmemphis.com.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's largest mortgage lender. Let's talk credit card debt for a minute. If you feel you're carrying too much of it, you're not alone. The average household in the U.S. carries over $8,000 in credit card debt. Ready for some good news? With a cash-out refinance from Quicken Loans, you can quickly and easily put some of the equity in your home to good use by paying off a lot of that high-interest credit card debt. A great way to take cash out is with our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.99%, APR 4.18%. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN to learn how taking cash out with a 30-year fixed mortgage might be the right solution for you. And for a record 9 years in a row, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Rates subject to change. Pay 1.375% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms, but could never figure it out.
No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
Time to put up the tree.
Funny thing about the holidays is nothing flies by faster.
Time for family photos. Time to cut the turkey. Time to open gifts. Time to take down the tree. Happy New Year!
Well, actually, the Lexus December to Remember sales event also goes by fast. That's because for a very limited time, you'll find some of our best offers on our most popular models. But don't wait. Offers end January 2nd. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Lexus of Memphis.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, your one-stop for all your natural, organic, and non-GMO CBD products, where good health hits home. Here's Johnny Radio himself, John Harden.
Shackles, ball and chain. Listen to the whistle of the evening train. You know you bound to wind up dead. You don't head back to Tennessee yet. The rich man step on my poor head.
What is up? Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. We're about to do my favorite segment in the whole wide world. I cannot wait to do it. I am fired up, and I do want to also say to whoever's asking this question, I hope it's rhetorical. Pac-12, a bunch of mediocre teams. Yeah. And if you don't believe it, just ask anybody who's watched. Why do you think Oregon's 8-1 and ranked higher than? I mean, Utah, they're 8-1. Oregon, didn't they lose to Auburn? Where are they ranked? Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, when was the last Pac-12 champ? That was a national championship. I mean, what was it? I mean, do you remember back in, like, we can remember, like, USC, and they had Reggie Bush, and they had Matt Leinart. Remember when they played Texas against Vince Young? Guess what? None of those dudes are in the NFL even anymore. Like it has been a long time since the Pac-12 has won a national championship in football. I can't even remember. It's been so long. Do you remember the last national championship just right off the top of your head from a Pac-12 team?
No.
I literally don't. It's got to be USC, right?
Yeah, going to, yeah.
It's the only thing I can think of.
They got beat.
Oregon's been, but they lost.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I think the last one was USC, was it not? And that was a long daggum time ago. Last time USC won a national championship. Man, oh man, oh man. But anyway, yes. So yeah, I was just saying yes. Now this is very something. Always tell everybody. We're brought to you by this segment, Your CBD Store. Everybody knows that I care about your health, and so does Your CBD Store. But I also have things that I care about. That's other things like, if you need to sell your house, you know what? If you're stressed out, you might have the bank calling. That could kind of mess up your health too. So you might want to call 901-406-1101 because that's Bill at I Buy Houses. And guess what? A bing, a bang, a boom. I just literally sold your house. If you dial 901-406-1101, I'm guaranteeing you will close in 5 days. House will be sold. Bank will stop calling. Cash in a flash. You're going to love it. That's Bill at I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Let's do some Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
First thing I got to start off with, I've been talking about Tiger Woods dropping the F-bomb, but I ain't going to go there first because this is where you drop an F-bomb. What if you break up? Like literally with this guy, how would you feel if you broke up with a guy and you're basically breaking up with him because you say he's kind of a loser and he's never going to go anywhere and he's financially a wreck? And literally you're the guy takes you on a date. So you kind of understand he probably does have a little bit of a problem. Y'all are on a date at Melbourne's, y'all are at the horse track. So you're at the horse track. Homie puts down a $10 exacta bet. It wins over $800,000, by the way. But
she probably loved him right after.
Hold on, no, this is so funny. So they're getting ready for the bet, and they go and sit down, and he looks over at her, and she looks over at him, and the girl's just like, "This, I hate to say this, but I just don't feel it anymore. This isn't really going to go anywhere. I want to get to the 5 o'clock train, and basically, you're never on time. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think we're on the same path." She's basically, let's just be real. She's saying he doesn't have the money. He doesn't have the drive. He can't
She's breaking
take
up with
her. He can't afford her. Is basically what she's saying. Is what it feels like. And then so they break up. And then the dude's like watching the race, and he literally doesn't even care that he just got dumped because he hits the top 5 horses and wins $800,000. Yeah, I wouldn't care that she broke up with me either. In fact, I'm thinking to myself, that's $400,000 more for me.
Wow.
Dude.
I know he was probably feeling a little bit low while watching it. But then, that's the high of highs.
Well, see, this is the funny thing is, so they break up, okay? And he's like, I understand. And he says to her, I'm speechless. I'm like gasping for air. And then he says, I look over and the race is being run, and I see my horses are like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I go from speechless to going, oh my God, oh my effing, oh my, oh my gosh. And he keeps saying this, and she's kind of not knowing what he's doing this. She's thinking it has to do with the breakup. So she's like, oh gosh, calm down. It's going to be okay. We're good, right? And then he's like, I just won $800,000. So after that happens, if the girl
I wonder
says,
if they're still together now.
No, this is the interesting part. So now this is the great thing. Do you think they're still together? Yes or no?
See, I don't know the dude. Is he sort of spineless?
So Kenny's the guy who won. He says after they won, the girl gave him a big old hug. They're jumping up and down. They're like loving on each other. She gives him a big old kiss. Now they're acting like they're together. He says he buys 2 drinks. He says they sit down. She's, by the way, now higher than you know what, because she just feels like she won $800,000 too, because that's her boyfriend. But she also just forgot she broke up with him. So he buys 2 drinks, tells her thanks, enjoy the cocktail, and leaves.
I like that. Me and this guy would get along.
I like you, Kenny. Kenny, you're a baller. But you have to admit, is that the coolest breakup in the history of the world? Because the girl broke up with him, and then all of a sudden he wins $800,000, and then he got to buy 2 cocktails and break up with her.
That's a hell of a story. Where did you get this, man? Where'd you get this stuff, man?
Dude, this is from I got this out of Melbourne, Australia. I read some really weird stuff. But yeah, I still think that is just so awesome. I don't know about you, but
good for him, man.
I'm proud of that guy. And let's just be honest,
he became an individual.
He became
right
his own man in that moment, and a rich one at that. And I bet you he celebrated because I think do they have brothels down there? Because I know they got them in like a lot of places.
All right, yeah. Next story.
Okay.
So Chase Young's back practicing. Chase Young, obviously the D end for Ohio State. He was suspended indefinitely by the NCAA for accepting a loan, which he claimed he paid back.
Mm-hmm.
But they have been practicing with him, and Coach Ryan Day says he could play this week. They're trying to get the NCAA to reduce the punishment. They've gone to bat for him, and I don't see any reason they shouldn't let him. Obviously, he has 13.5 sacks. He's been the basically star of that defense so far this year.
You know how
he's already missed his one game. They're trying to get him back this week.
I'm down with it.
I'm way down with it. I'm tired of the NCAA intruding on things like this. Obviously, we can both admit this situation is probably a little more dialed down than the one here at Memphis. But I think at the end of the day, the NCAA is going to have to make a decision whether to keep intruding on these things or bug off. And I hope they bug off eventually.
I do too. I really do. I'm so with you. And I also hope they bug off and get off James Wiseman, because if not, I'm telling you, Leslie's going to take you down, son. Better watch out, Mark Emmert. Balance coming for you. And so is Wiseman, Penny, and Dr. David Rudd. Now, speaking of Australia, because I told you about the greatest breakup in the history of the world and the man who won a $800,000 exacta.
What are the chances of winning an exacta?
Dude, it's 10.
You have to be exact on the first 5 horses.
Yes. He literally bet $5 to win 800,000 or something. That's whoosh. You know what I'm saying? So, but now this is the other thing that's great, because I was reading, and you're wondering where I get this. I got this from the same, I was reading about Tiger Woods is how I found out about this one. It was underneath it. But so Tiger Woods is in Australia. I don't know why he's in Australia, or he was doing an interview with Australian radio. So Tiger is talking with this show called Hot Breakfast. And I'm going to just basically be Tiger Woods for a minute. So they're talking to him, and he's like, and they ask him, so what are your plans in regards to retirement? And Woods goes, for me, it'll be simple. I love spearfishing. I love being in water. I just love hunting. I love going on hunting trips. Just being outside, fishing trips, diving trips. For me, just out in nature is so bleeping the best. And he dropped the biggest F-bomb on live radio. So that's great. Then he comes on and says, I don't know. I just don't like being around a lot of people in that regards. I like being out in nature because that's what I grew up. That's what I do. Golf is always out in nature. So for me, it's the ultimate best mate, trying to talk Australian. But he drops the F-bomb, which is hilarious. And I just wanted to ask you.
But at least he's a guest. He can't get in trouble for that.
No, he's not in trouble. No, but it's just funny that, he dropped the
Oh,
F-bomb.
yeah,
and just seeing the
absolutely.
people's faces.
On
It was
accident.
hilarious, and that's how I found it. But this is also the other thing I was going to ask you. He also said this. He says, talking about retirement and how he's going to do everything outside. And then somebody kind of said something, and I noticed spearfishing. I love being in the water. I love spearfishing. I like even diving. I love hunting. I like being outside. I really don't like people. I like shooting things. You know what I mean? Are you a little bit worried about Tiger?
We don't hear a lot of him anymore. So it's like, I didn't know he was into that type of stuff. I didn't know he was a hunter. I didn't know he was a fisher.
I love this text. It says Washington made the college football playoffs a few years back. Look how that turned out. Didn't turn out good for Washington, did it? Because didn't they get their butts handed to them? At least that's the way I remember it. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they weren't that embarrassing. I didn't think they were very good, though. But anyway, point is, There's a lot of great things that are going on in this world, and we have been giving you picks all week long. And guess what? There is a NBA game tonight, but I don't care about that because there's this NCAA basketball game that I care about a whole lot, and it's called the Ducks, and it's the Tigers. Now, a tiger would destroy a duck, right? And I think that's exactly what's going to happen tonight. I don't think that Oregon's going to be at full strength. I think the Tigers are going to be extra focused after all the stuff that's going on. And I think they know that the eyes of the nation are basically going to be on them tonight. All eyes on us. They want all the smoke. And I think they come out and I think they drop Oregon like a bad habit. But we'll talk about that and more on the other side. Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Start your day with the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hertz right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
AC trouble? Make your first call your last call. Call Air Doctors of Memphis, 901-598-HVAC. Owner Matt Davis is a third-generation full-service air conditioning specialist. Air Doctors of Memphis services all major brands and labor and parts are guaranteed 100%. Their yearly AC checkup is only $60, and 24-hour emergency service is billed at normal rates. Your comfort is their highest priority. Contact airdoctorsofmemphis.com or call 901-598-HVAC.
During the weekend at Sunrise on Jefferson, there are plenty of people that spend a long, leisurely time enjoying not just the great fresh food, but the atmosphere at Sunrise as well. But we know not everyone's weekend is the same. For some people, the weekend might be Wednesday or Thursday. That's why Sunrise leaves up the amazing Bloody Mary bar all week long. Just because your weekend is different doesn't mean you don't deserve the same joy as everyone else. So don't worry about the people around you that are going back to work. You just take on that Bloody Mary bar and see what joy you can make for yourself. Have a drink at Sunrise. At Sunrise, if you'd like.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's largest mortgage lender. Let's talk credit card debt for a minute. If you feel you're carrying too much of it, you're not alone. The average household in the U.S. carries over $8,000 in credit card debt. Ready for some good news? With a cash-out refinance from Quicken Loans, you can quickly and easily put some of the equity in your home to good use by paying off a lot of that high-interest credit card debt. A great way to take cash out is with our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.99%, APR 4.18%. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN to learn how taking cash out with a 30-year fixed mortgage might be the right solution for you. And for a record 9 years in a row, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Rates subject to change. Pay 1.375% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms, but could never figure it out.
No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
Pop the top on your next party. 34 North Cocktails. Available in Memphis now. Great for Football Grove parties, around the hunting campfire, and when you get home, entertain friends. Pop a premium can of Barrel Thief. Tastes just like an old-fashioned Barrel Thief made with aged bourbon, bitters, a hint of orange, a touch of vanilla, 15% ABV. Then, for you vodka lovers, try Sneaky Pucker, a refreshing lemonade premium vodka cocktail, 12.5% ABV. Made with super premium vodka, lavender, simple syrup, and lemonade. Delicious and smooth. Let the party begin with 34 North Cocktails.
Need physical therapy but don't know where to go? Tried physical therapy but had a bad experience? Grab your physician's referral and head to Revolution Physical Therapy at the corner of Goodman and Getwell. At Revolution PT, you'll get one-on-one, hands-on therapy. Better and more thorough than just going to the gym. Revolution is locally owned and staffed by neighbors who care about your maximum recovery. And they accept all major insurances. Certified in dry needling, expert in myofascial release. Always relaxed and friendly. Revolution Physical Therapy is just what you need.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Let's go!
This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, your one-stop for all your natural, organic, and non-GMO CBD products, where good health hits home. Here's Johnny Radio himself, John Harden.
Many a hand has scaled the grand old face of the plateau. Some belong to strangers and some to folks you know. Holy Ghost and talk show hosts are planted in the sand to beautify the foothills, shake the many hands. There's nothing on the top but a bucket and a mop and an illustrated book about birds. You see a lot up there, but don't be scared. Who needs Jackson when you got words?
What is up? What is up? Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's happy hour. Hopefully you're fired up because tonight over in Oregon, that's right, you get the Ducks and you get the Tigers. Memphis and Oregon is the real deal Holyfield. I can't wait to see it, and I will have to tell you this right now. You know you can listen to Wolo on AM 600 or 102 point, which is I think Rock 103, 102.7. I think they're on the FM now as well. But this is the real deal Holyfield. You can also check it out on ESPN because you can watch it too. But I just like to pump up my man Wolo because he does such a great job, and I love listening to him. But tonight, man, you got two of the nation's top 25 teams: number 13 Memphis and number 14 Oregon. It couldn't be a bigger spotlight game. And it's not just because this is two top 25 teams, but because of all the stuff. All the smoke that comes with Penny, that was huge. But now all the smoke that's coming with Penny and James Wiseman, the whole booster situation, the NCAA, everybody and their grandmother's looking at this. They see a monster coming down the road, and I see a monster coming down the road, and I see a monster coming tonight because I'm going to tell you now, this Memphis team, when you bring out James and Boogie and Precious and DJ, I think they're going to come out there and they're going to dominate like nobody's business. I think they're so much bigger down low. I think this is going to cause this Oregon team to really struggle. Again, it's not funny the guy's okay. If he was injured, it wouldn't be really that funny. But he's okay. And he got hit by a car, and I'm talking about my buddy for Oregon. And it's not funny to get hit by a car, but you know what? If he's a little bit beat up, it kind of does help the Tigers. And again, I still think Memphis comes in. I know they beat UIC 92-46. You had Ellis with 6 3-pointers. It was a rout. I don't think you're going to see anything close to a rout like that. But don't be surprised if this thing gets to double digits here, late in the second half. I think they run away with it on the road. Tigers win easy and cover. Now, one other thing I have to mention, and it's also Tigers, but all the cool stuff that we're talking about the Tigers and everything. And I wanted to skip one little thing. And Twitter has become a new thing in this world that has pretty much taken things by storm. And we've seen the power of Twitter. It's got coaches fired. It's done all kinds of things. Twitter, though, has also done something that's kind of messed me up in a good way. And they let you ask poll questions. One thing I don't think I would ever do is ask a personal poll question about myself if I'd been such an idiot like Antonio Brown. Any chance you saw the idiot on Twitter and what happened in his response and how that all went out?
Didn't it have to do with him? Do you want to see him in the NFL again? I don't care. Do you want to see yourself in the NFL again? Dude,
do you know how people feel about Antonio Brown? Did he really think that people were going to come out and support him when he put that out there? The reason I bring this up is because it's James Wiseman, Leslie Bowland, David Rudd, Penny Hardaway, they're getting support from all over the country. You know what I'm saying? The NCAA, everybody and their grandmother is fed up with the NCAA. Now, a few years ago, people were a little bit frustrated with the NFL. But right now, not a person I've talked to has a positive thing to say about Antonio Brown. So Antonio Brown going out there and putting out a thing like, who wants to see me? Everybody's like, nobody wants to see you. He had 59,000 people basically say they don't want to see him this year. That would hurt my feelings. Do you think he actually noticed it, or do you think he was aware?
See, and I think he does. because the amount he tweets and the negativity he has been putting out lately would lead me to believe that he's paying attention to the critics and everything like that around him, which are very deserving of being very critical of him.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He is a wild person, but you know what? We're going to see what's wilding out tonight, and it's all going to be over in Oregon, and I'm telling you, it's going to be the Tigers. They win this thing by double digits. Easy, James Wiseman, Boogie Precious. Everybody's going crazy. But whatever you do, don't touch that dial. Get out there and make the world a better place. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.
For the best lineup of quality